In today's news, airport authorities outline safety-driven changes. SCATLIFFE MALONE bring home baseball glory. One lucky student to win a laptop. Klein criticizes bureaucracy in trade license process. RAUL JOUGU SPRAVES encourages national pride. BVI to spotlight ANEGADA Lobster Festival and feature local partners. JLP, PMP make income tax promises ahead of general elections in Jamaica. We have the details of this and much more coming right up.
Orange alert! Orange alert!
Fire is spreading across the BVI. The fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacows Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Thursday, August 28. I'm Ron Grant bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for joining us and a happy Thursday is wished to all. Beginning our newscast, the government and airport authorities of the Virgin Islands are reassuring the general public that recent changes at the Turnspy-Lettsom International Airport are aimed at strengthening safety measures, even as travelers may face some temporary inconvenience. Communications and Works Minister the Honorable Kai M. Reimer alongside Director of Civil Aviation Coy Levins and BVI Airports Authority Managing Director Mr. Kurt Minal has assured the public that recent changes at the Turnspy-Lettsom International Airport are necessary to strengthen safety standards, even as it causes some inconveniences. In a video address on the BVI Airports Authority Facebook page, Levins explained that the adjustments were necessary, citing past instances in foreign countries where key safety measures were not fully implemented in keeping with international standards.
It is important that people understand the rationale for the decision making. So just to provide some backdrop to the story, basically in 2007 we had a Glasgow bombing in which a jeep with propane went into the airport in Glasgow and it caused extreme blasts. The blast radius extended to the terminal building and into the parking lot, and many lives were lost and people were damaged. This was repeated again in Istanbul, where they had a vehicle improvised explosive device in a vehicle that caused the same level of chaos. And as a result of that, there was global tightening of the standards, and the states were mandated by ICAO to implement measures to mitigate against this type of behavior. The result of that is the United Kingdom imposing on us the rules and the regulations of compliance. It needs to be understood that this is a regulatory requirement. This is not something that we cannot do. This is something that we have to do. This is tied to the issuance of our license, and as a result, we had to implement the measures because they were regulatory compliance. And if we don't do them, air safety support would fine us. And if air safety support don't do them, then the CAA would fine them.
Now he stressed that the changes now being enforced are in line with international aviation requirements.
The general public need to be fully cognizant that the decision that is made here today is a regulatory compliance decision that was mandated and we had to implement it. And therefore, we're just asking the general public to bear with us as we remedy the situation in its entirety.
Minal echoed the sentiment, emphasizing that passenger safety is the priority.
Our aim is for that impact to not be as adverse as it could be. So the intention is to alleviate the inconveniences caused to the traveling public by the implementation or the erection of a canopy from east to west, and the canopy would have extensions along the crossing area to the terminal building. Ultimately, our business is about customer experience. We understand it's a facility that we have to provide a service to the public. And again, we want to make the point, it is never our intention to inconvenience the public.
He also revealed that further upgrades are being planned, including improvements to check-in area and the canopy.
In the coming future, you will see the erection of the canopy. You will see the airlines partnering with us to provide that service to the traveling public in terms of differently abled people using wheelchairs. We will also be making provisions to establish a porter service at the airport for arriving and departing passengers, where people will have the opportunity and the option to have a porter carry their bags to and from customs, to and from the check-in area.
In closing, Minister Reimer directly addressed the people of the Virgin Islands, urging patience as the works continue. He reassured the public that the changes will be completed as quickly as possible.
Again, to the people of the Virgin Islands, we just wanted to bring a bit of clarity as to the changes here at the airport, and we will do our part in terms of making sure that it's a comfortable experience once you come or once you're leaving the airport. I know there are some short-term and long-term goals. I know the canopy, as the director mentioned, that is something that we are working to implement as soon as possible.
Two Virgin Islands athletes made history by capturing the 2025 European Women's Baseball Championship. Virgin Islands athletes SCATLIFFE and MALONE were celebrated recently for their historic victory at the 2025 European Women's Baseball Championship. Education Minister, the Honorable Sharibi de Castro, lauded the athletes, emphasizing the importance of providing funding to athletes.
For us, from a ministry perspective, it had to be a yes. You can't be invited on the world stage to show your skills and not be facilitated in terms of the support that is required. And so I'm proud to say that the government of the Virgin Islands, through the Ministry of Education, was able to fully fund the trip for these two athletes. And we are truly, truly more than proud of their efforts and what they were able to come back.
She noted that steps are being taken to make more grant funding available to boost sports development.
We've made a decisive effort to fund sports over the last 2 years. We've seen the Department of Youth Affairs and Sports budget rise from $600 and something thousand to $2.1 million. A lot of that is grants to athletes, associations and federations, contributions. One of the things we did that we haven't done before is we created a line item in the budget that is contributions to sporting organizations and federations. And so they submit their annual plans with their scheduling and funding, and we're able to, through the budget process, fund a specific amount that is guaranteed to them based on our processes. We have been able to issue some of those contributions. I look forward, I recently had a meeting with VIPSA executive, and I'm awaiting some documentation from them so that we can seek to support their mandate for the rest of this year and into 2026. So I'm very excited about that.
She also shared her excitement about introducing baseball and softball at the grassroots level, allowing students to engage in and benefit from the sport.
And I'm looking forward to the collaboration with VIPSA and all the stakeholders for softball, baseball, to see how we could ensure that from the grassroots level to the adult level that we are investing heavily. One of the things we've done is we've invested in some softball, baseball gear, and we are actually next school year hoping to start our inter-primary leagues among our schools. And so that we know will generate significant. That was an investment as well. We were supposed to do it last school year. There were some delays with procurement, but I got confirmation. The equipment is on its way, and we're looking forward to starting that next school year.
Pitcher SCATLIFFE expressed gratitude to those who supported the team.
Your belief in us made it possible to represent the Virgin Islands on the international stage and to achieve this historic milestone. I am truly grateful and proud to carry our flag with honor. Winning this award and being named Best Pitcher is an incredible honor. It feels surreal, honestly. I've worked hard, but to be recognized like this is humbling. I'm proud of what I've achieved. I've achieved of what we achieved together. From time we won the game against Netherlands, we were saying we're going for it. Isn't that the gold medal? And that is what we did, and we brought it home.
Meanwhile, An emotional Daria Malone dedicated her achievement to her late grandmother, acknowledging the influence of those who believed in her long before she started.
And before I left, she told me, Daria, do what you to do. You just be comfortable and do everything that you to do. Even if you win, even if you lose, we always gonna be proud of you. So that was in 2022. On that Friday before we left, I also went to visit her. But if you know, she's not here with us anymore. I went down by the graveyard. I had a seat. I had a conversation. I cried. I prayed. But I knew that she was there with me. And something I was telling Chloe too is just like, I didn't tell anybody, but I was really working hard to get this MVP plaque because I really wanted to dedicate it to her.
The athlete's triumph is seen as a significant milestone for Virgin Islands sports, inspiring young players to pursue their dreams on both local and international stages. Former Speaker of the House of Assembly and businessman Mr. Julian Willock, along with his 3rd District Committee, will host the annual back-to-school giveaways in Seacoast Bay area. Now, the event has been moved from the Ebenezer Thomas Primary School grounds due to the ongoing construction at the school presently to the adjacent property on the Forbes land next to the colorful gazebo. The 3rd District Back to School is scheduled for Sunday, August 31st, 2025, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. The bag packs and other school items will be distributed at 4 p.m. on a first-come, first-served basis. Now, music will be provided by selected tabs with light food and fun times. There will also be opportunities to win gas vouchers from Delta Petroleum, and some lucky students will receive a laptop, compliments of Mr. Roger A. Smith of No Limit Construction. Now, viewers, the event is also powered by Virgin Islands School and Office Supplies. No registration is required. Mr. Willock noted that he was delighted to be doing the back-to-school fair once again this year, as there are parents still struggling in the challenging economic times, and he wants to continue to play his part, he said, in giving back. Sponsors include ASIF Glasgow, Baco Service, Little Dix Bay Hotel, BVI Ports Authority, Caribbean Insurance Limited, Homegrown Studios, The French Deli, Naniki Resort and Marina, No Limit Construction, Tortola Auto Group, Necker Island, BVI, Blue Water Divers, Delta Petroleum, Nadrico Insurance, Clarence Thomas Limited, Long Bay Beach Resort, Skelton Group of Companies, Dr. Kedrick D. Pickering, Charterport BVI, and Chowell Surveying Services Limited. Up next, Klein criticizes bureaucracy in trade licensing processes. We have the details of this coming right up.
As the winds start to whisper of approaching storms, it's time to safeguard your sanctuary.
Hey, have you checked your insurance policy lately?
Not recently, why?
It's very important to check your insurance policy before the hurricane season.
That's a good idea. I'll reach out to my provider and get some information.
Awesome. Come son, let's plan for emergencies together. We're gonna include your favorite comfort kit.
Thanks, Dad. That makes me feel safer.
We're packing extra medications and extra batteries for your hearing aid.
And by the way, don't forget my glasses.
Okay, Pops.
Alright, let me see. Okay.
What's going on, dog?
What you saying? You good?
You got truck?
How you on here doing? I hear trimming some of the branches to make sure they don't cause a frig when the storm come.
Fair point. I gotta go clean out the gutter them down by me so nothing don't build up. You know how that could go sometime.
Makes sense. That sounds good. We gotta be prepared.
Facts.
Sometimes we get off track, but that's okay.
Yo, thanks for chilling with the dog today, you know.
Man, anytime, you know I got you.
Yeah, but the place so damn hot now. And you know the old people them say when it's so hot, a storm somewhere out there coming.
Listen, I rebuke that in the name of great God of the universe, okay? Let me move these stuff so they don't cause a problem.
Alright, me want my neighbor window get knocked out at all, my son.
Remember, we're in this together. Reach out to your community, lend a hand, and shield each other from the storm's challenges. A message from the Department of Disaster Management and 284 Media.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. One radio host is blasting the Department of Trade for what he says is a slow, bureaucratic process that frustrates Virgin Islanders seeking trade licenses and hinders businesses' growth. Radio talk show host Claude Skelton-Klein has taken aim at the Department of Trade, describing the process of obtaining a trade license as unnecessarily slow and burdensome for Virgin Islanders. Speaking on his program, Honestly Speaking, Klein argued that the lengthy delays in issuing licenses are stifling local entrepreneurship and preventing residents from moving forward with business ventures.
It takes too long. It is too difficult for belongers, for Virgin Islanders, for indigenous people to get a trade license. Before you can get an account, before you can get a machine, the bank wants this. That requires the trade to move. The trade can issue you a license because the environmental health has to come and give you a pass. And I mean, the thing is just a double scribble backwards. I mean, who is in charge? Who is in charge? Why is it that we're killing off ourselves in this country just for mom and pop to conduct business?
He added that excessive bureaucracy is crippling progress.
We have systems in here that they themselves, the system that is the impediment for your progress, for your advancement. It looks like some of us think that it is our job to put things in the way to block people, to keep them from getting where they need to go. I can sit here right now and call in the United States with a social security number and get a trade license right now, sitting in the Virgin Islands. And my God, as a Virgin Islander, as a belonger, you can't drive down the street and go up the stairs and get a trade license.
The outspoken commentator called for immediate government officials to do more to ensure Virgin Islanders can access opportunities without being bogged down by what he describes as outdated and inefficient processes.
Too much time lapse in between. We have systems, processes, and procedures that no longer works for us. They are absolutely inefficient. There's no leadership. And if you are in a leadership position and you're not a leader, you will come meet things and you will leave them exactly the way they are, while you collect your check twice a month and the people remain frustrated.
The government and the people of the Virgin Islands have been congratulating Mr. RAUL JOUGU, acclaimed musician, entrepreneur, and cultural ambassador, on being awarded the prestigious Carafesta Icon Award on 24th of August in Bridgetown, Barbados. In a recent interview, both the Premier, Dr. the Honorable Natalie D. Wheatley, and Mr. Sprav spoke on this honor.
Very proud, BVI pride, and that's what I felt. And, to see RAUL JOUGU Sprav on the stage singing his really BVI anthem. Sing BVI, wave to the sky.
Rock.
Side to side. I mean, just chills. Chills go down your spine. And very appropriately, JOUGU was recognized, given the honor of being a Carafesta icon. And of course, he's put in the work, man. I remember, JOUGU and the band he was with at the time, doing a little tramp when we were in high school. Yeah, I remember that. And, so it's been a long time. JOUGU has been in the music game. He's put in the work and he's being recognized for the work. And I think that, our artists are ambassadors. They are ambassadors for the country, and we should recognize them like that. So very soon, we're going to be launching our ambassador program. So persons like JOUGU can go out there and really represent the Virgin Islands, promote the Virgin Islands, introduce the Virgin Islands to persons who may not know about the Virgin Islands. But, I want to congratulate JOUGU for being an icon. I want to also just express my appreciation for every delegate who was there. Everybody was there waving their flags, representing the Virgin Islands, and certainly everybody in Barbados and everybody in Carifesta knows who the BVI is, just because of the way that we represented ourselves. So I'm extremely proud. It was a special moment, and I was glad I was a part of it.
Mr. Sprave also encouraged residents to lend their support to the delegates as they promote VI culture.
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling privileged, and I'm glad to be a representative of the BVI for the country that I love, that I was born and I will die at, British Virgin Islands. And, we really had a good time last night representing the BVI. Pick up all the delegates that's there. Being honored, once again was a great privilege. And I just wanted to leave this little message, if you don't mind.
Of course.
People, I need you to keep supporting the delegates in a positive way, because these delegates are watching you, watching the posts, watching everything that's going on, and we need to make them move forward in a positive way in that BVI traditional love that we have for all people. We need to keep pushing them in a positive way, because they're doing a lot of hard work on the ground to represent us being the BVI. And you don't know how we love our bad, and we need to transfer that love to the delegates and everybody representing at Carifesta right now.
Additionally, he shared some advice to young upcoming creatives and artists seeking to pursue their dreams.
The only advice I have for you right now is to be dedicated and put in work. When they're sleeping, you have to be putting in work. You have to keep moving forward, keep being true to yourself, and stick to what you love. And trust me, you will reach to the point that you need to reach. And you can't reach any goal at all without putting in work. Ain't no shortcuts at all. Just put in your work, keep focused, keep moving in the right direction.
Up next, BVI to spotlight ANEGADA Lobster Festival and feature local partners. We're coming right up with much more after a quick commercial break.
Orange alert! Orange alert!
Fire is spreading across the BVI. The fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacows Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
Just give me my service. Yeah. Just give me my service. Just give me my service.
Make the switch to CCT and get connected today. Unlimited talk, text, and data. Visit any CCT store or call us at 444-4444. CCT, Life Unlimited.
Welcome back, viewers, and thanks for sticking with us. Moving right along. With the ANEGADA Lobster Festival fast approaching, the British Virgin Islands Tourist Board and Film Commission is turning up the heat in Chicago, Illinois to promote the territory's signature culinary celebration. As part of its U.S. outreach, the BVI Tourist Board and Film Commission will sponsor the Lincoln Park Young Professionals Caribbean Cocktail Party on the patio at Abadu Grill and Margarita Bar in Old Town, Chicago on Friday, 5th September 2025. Now, the event will highlight two of the BVI's iconic spirits, the Cane Rum of Colwood Rum Distillery, one of the oldest continuously operating pot distilleries in the Caribbean, and the world-renowned Pusser's Rum. Now, guests will also have the chance to win an exclusive holiday prize packages to the BVI. Founded nearly 30 years ago, Lincoln Park Young Professionals is one of Chicago's most active social networks with more than 30,000 members. LPYD hosts a diverse calendar of events throughout the year, ranging from wine and spirits tasting, restaurant launches and cooking demos to fashion showcases, boat cruises, and networking events. The BVI Tourist Board and Film Commission say they have already showcased the BVI at several LPYP events this year in Chicago. neighborhoods including Lincoln Park, Lakeview, and Lincoln Square. They said, and I quote, "The board has identified the LPYP membership as a key target audience and formed a strategic partnership with the group to increase awareness of the BVI as a premier travel destination." Ms. Hazel Penn of the BVI Tourist Board's Business Development Manager for Canada and the Midwest stated, and I quote, "By sponsoring the Caribbean Cocktail Party and offering an exciting prize giveaway, we are bringing the BVI closer to Chicagoans and shining a spotlight on the ANEGADA Lobster Festival." Now this year, the BVI Tourist Board is collaborating with the BVI Revealed Specialist Travel Advisor Tashika Ruffin of Pleasant Point Travel to organize LPYP group trip to the ANEGADA Lobster Festival. As well as to encourage participation, the BVI Tourist Board and Film Commission partnered with Wyndham Lambert Beach Resort to offer a spectacular prize, 3 nights of complimentary accommodations at the resort, along with a $1,000 airfare credit provided by the BVI Tourist Board. In regional news, Jamaica's main political parties are trading barbs over competing income tax proposals, with the Jamaican Labour Party promising to reduce the rate and the opposition People's National Party pledging to raise the income tax threshold. Both Jamaican Labour Party, JLP, and the People's National Party, PNP, have made promises to make changes to Jamaica's current income tax structure. Income tax, as the name suggests, refers to a tax imposed by the government on income earned by individuals during a financial year. The JLP has pledged to gradually lower income tax from 25% to 15% of annual earnings if it is re-elected in the upcoming general elections on September 3rd. Meanwhile, PNP has promised to increase the personal income tax threshold to $3.5 million per year, beginning with the new fiscal year on April 1st, 2026. Speaking at the economy debate, the second of 3 political debates on Tuesday, Julian Robinson sought to clarify how the opposition would implement its plan if elected.
We are committed to implementing the 3.5 threshold starting April 2026. This will be funded from revenue growth, which currently, based on the 1% growth, is projected to generate an additional revenue of $140 billion over a 3-year period. Additionally, we expect within the envelope that exists in the budget has 4 main components. You have debt servicing, you have salaries and wages, you have the capital budget, and then you have the programmatic budget. As a political party, we would have our own priorities, and we will look at the programmatic budget and make adjustments there. But we will begin implementing the 3.5 million threshold April 2026. However, there are other programs that we have announced that once we assume office, we will immediately, within the envelope that exists for programs, see how we will implement them. For example, ensuring that every needy child gets a hot meal per day. The first in family who goes to university to have a full scholarship. And also the $500,000 grant, which will be given to young first-time owners. So we are going to ensure that we do this in a responsible way fiscally without affecting the budget.
However, the JLP's Fayval Williams wasted no time in refuting Robinson's point, calling it a political scam.
Lies, lies, lies. It cannot be done without imposing new taxes on the backs of Jamaicans. Your 3.5 is the biggest political scam since the history of Jamaica. It cannot be done. You were the people who said when we introduced the 1.5 that it couldn't be done. It would wreck the budget. How do you get from 1.5 to 3.5? It's 3.5 now, right? It used to be 2.3, 3.2, all over the place. Can't be done.
Robinson, the opposition's finance spokesperson, said pushback against the JLP's proposal and claimed it would cost at least $68 billion, JMD, even by the most conservative estimates. The third and final political debate is scheduled for the 28th of August on Thursday, where JLP leader Prime Minister Andrew Holness will face off against PNP President Mark Golding. Jamaica's general election is set for next Wednesday. That is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at 284 Media and 284 BVI on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. I'll see you again tomorrow. Do have a safe and enjoyable evening. I'm Ron Grant. Goodbye.